Okay, so we went over the content that's in a soap, and the next step is going to be familiarizing yourself with the process that soaps go through. So first off, you want to write the soap and send it to your supervisor for review within 24 hours of the session. So if you have an 8 a.m. session on Tuesday morning, then that soap is going to be due by Wednesday at 8 a.m. The soap you send to your supervisor is not a draft. You want to think of it as the soap that's going into your client file and do your best to make sure that it's as excellent as you can make it. The supervisor is going to review your soap and either approve it or send it back with edits. If the supervisor sends the soap back with edits, you want to make those changes and send it back to them. Once the soap is approved, you're going to finalize it and print it. Once you've finalized it and printed it, you sign it, put it in your supervisor's in folder, and they're going to sign it, move it to their out folder, where you're going to get it and move it to the client file. Okay. So we're going to go a little bit more in depth on what finalizing a soap looks like. The first step when you get approval for a soap is to replace the client initials with the client's name and to replace any parent or caregiver initials with their name. So I like to start by changing the header on the soap and then using the replace button to change the rest of the initials. The reason I replace the header initials separately is because this is going to be the client's full name, where the rest of the document will only be the client's first name. Once you click that replace button, this window will pop up and you're going to input the client's initials in the first box and the name you're replacing it with in the second box, which should just be Jane in this example. You also want to select the match case and find whole words only boxes to make sure you aren't replacing every single instance of JD with Jane and you aren't putting Jane in all caps. What I mean by every single instance is if a word has JD in it and you haven't checked find whole words only, it will replace JD in that word with Jane. So that's going to be a bigger deal for initials like ER or ED, which are more common in everyday words. So then you're going to click that replace all button and it finds and replaces all instances of JD with Jane. So for replacing parent or caregiver initials, you can either go through the document and replace each one individually, or you can use the replace tool again. So next, you want to read through your soap one more time to catch any grammatical, formatting, or spelling errors. This is a great time to catch those weird initial corrections if you forgot to check that find whole words only box, or if one of your tables has something weird going on. Then you're going to print the soap. Now, I recommend that if you're printing it double-sided, you want to print it with the pages flipped on the short edge because of the format in which the files are stored. It's going to just make it easier for people to read that client file. Then you sign your name on the appropriate line as demonstrated here, and your soap is done and ready to go to your supervisor's in folder. Nice job!